You know, like I said the other day, man, something special about nature. When I say something special, I guess what I really mean is there's something so human. There's something so human about being out in nature, being where we come from, being out there and just enjoying all there is to enjoy. I mean, when we really think about it, like, it's cold right now. I mean, it's cold for South Carolina. It's probably like not even freezing, 32 degrees, whatever. Maybe a little bit under that. We actually got snow twice this year, so that was a big thing for us. I personally have always loved the cold, but most people around here and around the rest of the country as well stay inside when it's cold because it's cold, right? I mean, I get it. The summertime feels great and kind of easy to be outside. Like, you just don't wear as much clothes and you feel good. You feel warm. But like, what about when we feel cold? I mean, I get it. It's not comfortable sometimes, but like, what if we're meant to be uncomfortable? What if the discomfort we find in cold is really the push to go and do more in the cold? Like what? Like me right now, I got this big ass coat on. I'm getting hot. I just really like the way that it looks, to be honest. But I got out there and got some logs, chopped some logs up, starting to build this fire. I know I'm gonna be hot when the fire starts, but I just love being out here. Like, I'd be out here shirtless. I was the other day when it was snowing, and I just love to be out here. I mean, yeah, there's some initial resistance. I'd be lying if I said that there wasn't. Like when I first came out here, it felt cold, and I had the urge to think about it. But I knew if I just really went for it, I'd get over it. If I just really sunk into the purpose of an action, and I went for something, and I'd feel better. I wouldn't be thinking about it. I'd be having fun. I'd be having a good time. I think that's just naturally human. I think we're meant to be like that. But there's something within our society that says if it ain't immediately fun and easy, I don't want to do it. Think about that. If it isn't immediately fun and slash or easy, right? It's kind of like a varying scale there. If it's not one of those things or both, I'm not doing it. That's how a lot of people think. That's how a lot of people act in the world. You know how much fun stuff that stops you from doing? Like, seriously. Imagine you're on a big cliff with 10 of your best friends in your teenage years and everybody else is jumping, but you kind of hold back because it's kind of scary. Right? I don't want to do that because it's kind of scary, and then you're the only one who doesn't jump, right? That doesn't happen. Maybe if there's a couple other people who don't jump, then you don't jump. But think about it. Think about how much you miss out on. Now, obviously, there's the conversation of being careful and not fucking dying and all the other shit, but like, we're meant to experience, man. We're meant to risk it. We're meant to risk something and enjoy ourselves, not be so held back by fear. And when we're kids, we are not held back by fear at all. I mean, we slowly learn what to be fearful of. And depending on our upbringing, depending on our environments, we learn a lot quicker than others, or we begin to shun the dreamer very early on. Right out! I don't know where the dog went. We begin to do that very early on. Or some environments begin to teach kids that very early on, and that's not a good thing. We're shunning the dreamer inside of them. But oftentimes it's just what we're taught. But it goes hand in hand with what I'm talking about. There's something so naturally human about being willing to take risk, about being willing to face pain, about being willing to face adversity and go against the grain, to do something new. We're not meant to be followers. The people who change lives, people who change the world have never been followers. They're leaders, the people that stand out, that are willing to go the distance and go against the grain once again to have a different outcome, to create a different reality for those that they love or even just for people. They're selfless in that. But most people aren't willing to be like that. Most people are afraid of the cold. They're afraid of the natural things that really make us human in most cases. But we don't realize that. Those people don't realize that. It just feels natural, right? I'm just being me. I don't want to do that. Why would I do that? Why would I do that when I can do this? I can watch TV, I can sit inside, I can be warm. What about the human spirit inside of you? What about that spirit inside of you that's seeking expression? What about that side of you that really wants to be more than what you were yesterday? Have you listened to that side of you? Have you listened to that side of you for the last 10 years? It may not be an easy reality to face for you. It wasn't for me when I realized I had been avoiding it for my entire life. We're meant to be creative. We're meant to follow our natural human instincts in some ways. And yes, we live in civilized times. I don't mean be an animal. What I mean is that our natural systems within ourselves must be respected and appreciated if we, want to live a life of fulfillment, if we want to be all that we can be, that is. I mean, I can go deeper and deeper into this, but embrace the cold, man. Go out and experience nature for what it is, whether it's scalding hot temperatures where you have to drink enough water just to not die of heat exhaustion, or whether it's freezing cold. One day, I'll be in negative 32-degree weather camping. I know it. I've already seen it. Gotta find some friends to do that with, but I love it all, man. I want to experience it all, and I will. Because it's a different level of life. It's a different depth of which we deserve to experience. Our soul wants to experience. But we learn to stun and halter that kind of idea, that experiential drive. We get scared. We're conditioned to be afraid of failure. But failure is one of the most growth-enhancing things we can go through. If we can choose to grow, we just have to fail a little bit. That's a undeniable way to go about life. I'm willing to fail because I want to grow. Guys, I'll take this thing deeper and deeper. I hope this makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this. Go and get some nature. Go love yourself.